Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Just going to get all my stuff kind of sorted here. Welcome, welcome. Happy May 1st. Hard to believe today is May 1st. I have all my tarot cards in my box here. I didn't get them out and shuffle them yet. My microphone is doing something weird. I hope you all can hear me. Maybe if somebody's watching the live, you could let me know that you can hear me. The light is just, it's not rolling through all the different colors. It's like flashing sometimes. I'm not really sure what's up, but anyway. All right. So sorry about last week. Sorry I did not do an energy update. I see the light. I just did that. I got poison oak really bad. There was a tree that fell, and then tree work that was okay. Awesome. Thank you for letting me know you can hear me. A tree fell, and then the tree was cut up, and then we had to have another tree taken down, and there was poison oak growing all over the tree. And although I was wearing long sleeves, pants, gloves, I still managed to get poison oak really bad. I am pretty allergic to it, but I hadn't gotten it that bad in like 15 or 20 years. And I actually had to get on steroids, which I am, there's a time and a place for Western medicine, and this was one of them because my body went into overdrive. So I'm still healing from that, but just with being incredibly covered in poison ivy and like being on meds and everything last Wednesday, I was just like out of commission. So, and honestly, I really try to not do like intuitive work, energy work when I'm not feeling like physically well, or mentally well, just because I don't feel like my channel is as clear. So I definitely just had to kind of take a break last week, but thank you for joining me here today. So we have, and see, I'm still itching. I'm still itching. So anyway, but today is May 1st, which is Beltane May Day. We see a couple of different types of celebrations that historically have happened on this day or around this day. In the British Isles, Scotland, Ireland, Isle of Man. We saw the Celtic people celebrating Beltane with fire. It is definitely a fire festival. And it was very much a time of purifying your livestock, asking for protection and blessings of your dairy cows and your goats, blessing the crops that you're, getting ready to plant. So kind of clearing out, any old energy and any almost like nefarious, energy, even like trickster energy, naughty fairies, kind of trying to like appease those energies and get those energies cleared out so that you could have a positive and a fruitful, growing season. And then when you get more into like Europe, like the Germanic people, even, different parts of like Eastern Europe, then that's really where the maypole originated. And it was more of a kind of like kicking off like a courting type energy. Definitely a time to start maybe courtship that would, kind of blossom and go, through the remainder of the season or the year. And we see kind of like neo-pagan, modern pagan adaptations of Beltane and May Day, kind of like doing a mishmash, a maypole, and then there's the the fires. So it's not that one is right and one is less preferred, but they were kind of two separate type celebrations in different parts of the world. But if it's the weather here in East Tennessee is fantastic right now. It was in the low 80s today. And, if you have a place to have a fire outside, that would be a very appropriate thing to do today, tonight on Beltane. Of course, even just like lighting a candle, right? And having a small contained fire inside would be appropriate, for celebrating Beltane. And one kind of like strong message that is coming through to me, but not only for myself personally, but then to kind of, pay it forward to you all is when we think of the energy of fire and how it can be destructive or can also kind of pave the way for change or new growth. We always have a respect for fire, though, right? And now we can have a fire and we can, cook our food over it. We can boil water if we're needing to clear land or poison oak. Don't inhale the smoke, but if we're needing to clear weeds and things like that away, we might use fire to eradicate those unneeded plants so that we can, kind of clear the ground and work it up and work in that biochar into the soil and fertilize the soil with the ashes and then have fertile, more I think it is more alkaline soil when you add wood ash to it as well. It helps deacidify the soil or neutralize the soil. But fire has, it is a destruction, but then there's always that new growth afterwards. But then we, like I said, with like, boiling water, it could be sanitizing water, it could be cooking our food, having light. There is a comforting energy to it as well, right? There is there's a healing energy about it as well. So you can't look at fire and say, well, it's all good or it's all bad or it just destroys, right? There's so many kind of different nuances within that element. So I guess that was a bit of a like a preface to kind of intuitively what I'm feeling led to share about fire and about Beltane is that this is still prime time to clear away the energies, the situations, the people, scenarios, whatever it is that are not in alignment with who you are and where you're wanting to go. The things that are taking up space that either you've outgrown or somehow they're there, but it's not it's just taking up space. It's not really serving, who you are as a person. And as we kind of get into the astrology of this energy update in a little bit, we'll talk more about that as well. But just kind of considering the element of fire and today being Beltane and it being a fire, festival and really kind of looking at not only the state of the world, but the state of your own personal life, it is very timely to set your house in order. But sometimes there needs to be a releasing, um, destruction to make room for something that is better suited, right? And I always like to say, when I'm setting intentions and thinking about bringing in those positive experiences, those wishes of abundance, is that I intend this or something better than I can even imagine, because we tend to sell ourselves short based on previous experiences, based on the patterning or foundational stuff that we were raised with, and we've just kind of learned to adapt and settle to those things. So we might not even be able to imagine or envision how wonderful and expansive our lives can be. So putting that little caveat at the end, this or something better than I could even imagine is always a great way to kind of really open yourself up and to kind of like release those limitations. Okay. So, also today, astrologically speaking, talking about Beltane being more of kind of like a neo pagan recreation. Okay.